So you have the concern that even if they tolerate questions, if you keep asking them, eventually they'll get disengaged. And it varies a lot by the product, but the idea is, or the service, is you need to be pretty knowledgeable about those and know the typical problems that people are going to mention. So you might ask some what's called situational questions about the size of their company or some things you couldn't find out that are really critical in your research. But then you need to jump in and talk about, hey, what types of problems are you working on, and where did your interest in talking to us come from, so I can kind of help out and provide useful information.
So it is different if you're the one reaching out to them versus them reaching out to you.
There's all kinds of nuances, and the key is to be proficient enough in the area to be able to have a flexible conversation where you can get their point of view out. And the reason that the CEO is so critical to top line revenue growth is it starts at the top. And they need that feedback not only to know how to connect with prospective clients better, but if they're going to guide how the offering or the product or the service goes, they have to have a firsthand feedback. And so they're the most important people to get this process started. As they bring on salespeople, the salespeople will have that domain knowledge provided to them.
So let's go back a second. So the CEO is most important. So if this is an early stage company, early stage startup, say there's 4 people on their team. So the CEO, how much of this sales process, say they have a B2B product, I mean, how important is sales skills for him? And when he's talking, when he's trying to grow the company, talk a little bit about that, please.
Well, it's very rare that a CEO, unless they're done multiple companies, would have that skill. And it's totally fine for them to hire someone with that expertise, an employee or a consultant, because they can't create the process while they're trying to create the company. The key is not for them to become the most effective salespeople, but to understand what their customers really want. And that sales professional or consultant can help them with their knowledge of how these things work and how to give them feedback in these meetings. But fundamentally, they need to learn to a certain level in order to really understand and refine what market problem they're trying to solve.